What's up, YouTube? It's time to lock in, and we're back with another video. And today we're going to be taking a look at Shuri. This is going to be a Shuri showcase video. I'm not going to be talking too much as in this video as I usually do, but I just want to showcase my 7-star rank 2 Shuri and all the things she can do. If there's one word I could use to describe Shuri, it's just consistent, reliable, and fun to play. Shuri is packed with a lot of utility and a lot of damage. That is a great combo in this game. Really, it's really necessary to be a great champion in this game in general. So the number one thing, I'm not going to say the number one thing, but one of the things that makes Shuri so great from the utility standpoint is the fact that she does not gain buffs naturally. She doesn't even gain her precision buff. This makes her great for taking on annoying mystics like Mojo and Dormammu who punish you for getting buffs. This also really helps out in competitive game modes like Battlegrounds and Alliance War. Mystic Dispersion is not a problem for her. Another great thing about Shuri is that her damage is consistent. She can consistently get critical hits, and she can consistently get shock damage on the opponent. So this makes her really good in short fights and long fights alike. She also has access to an untouchable passive, so this allows all attacks to miss her. So if you ever get in a sticky situation where you just need to get out of the corner or anything, you can just drop that and you'll be safe. Another thing that makes Shuri's great is that she has heal block built into her kit, but it's not technically a heal block. See, she's able to actively put mini shocks on the opponent. So if you have the Despair Mastery maxed out, this will completely shut down healing on opponents. This is amazing for fights where regen is going crazy. Also, her block proficiency is very high, so this makes her just so tanky. Like, I've been going on for 2 minutes just listing off things that are great about this champion. In my opinion, Shuri's the best 7-star. You can have an argument for like Hulk, Chavez, Bishop, just off the top of my head, but I do truly think that this champion is the most versatile and the best 7-star. Now, this isn't to say that she doesn't have any flaws. Of course, all champions in this game has flaws, unless your name is Hercules. But I think that overall, she's very great and very good in many situations. Even in shock immune fights, she has access to guaranteed crits. I'm going to leave it in. Fuck it. She has access to guaranteed crits. So this lets her take fights where the opponent is buff immune, is shock immune. So Shuri is just overall monster. You are lucky as hell if you pulled her. But the one thing that is a negative, I wouldn't say it's a negative, but it's not a positive, so it's pretty neutral, is she doesn't really fit into the mold of typical techs. Like, yes, she does inflict shocks, which is technically a tech ability, but she doesn't heal block, she doesn't power drain, she doesn't do any of those things. So some of the mutant fights, it can get a little bit tricky, like Weapon X and Sauron, fights where the opponent can't have their regeneration rate modified, but she still can take those fights just well. You just got to play around their abilities a little bit more. She can out damage those fights, so she doesn't need to heal block. But without further ado, let's get into the fights. First up here, we have Shuri versus Wolverine in Realm of Legend. This should just show off her general abilities and to show off that heal block of hers. Next up here, we have Shuri versus the champion in 6.2. This is my first time fighting the champion since he got nerfed. I fought him when he was like outrageously, ridiculously hard. And honestly, the fight is not as hard anymore. But I still didn't finish it. Just as a disclaimer, this video isn't to show how good I am at the game, because I don't end up finishing the fight. And I'm pretty sure there are a lot better players than me who could do this fight more cleanly, but this is just to show how strong Shuri is. So I was able to get him down, and I actually took off the last indestructible charge off of him, but I just end up getting hit in the corner. But yeah, Shuri can still take this fight. Outrageous. Yeah, I die here. What about it? I'm a scrub, bro. Leave me alone. Let me live. Let me make it, bro. These next two fights are in either Act 7 or Act 8. I don't really remember. But this is just to show off that Shuri doesn't gain her precision buff, so that makes her a really good counter for like Mojo and Dormammu, champions that punish you for getting buffs. So yeah, Shuri's just silently a mystic killer. Her damage is a little inflated in these next two matches because it has shock vulnerability, but this is just to show that she will not die from getting dexterity passives. And also, you can see me in these fights just dashing back on purpose, just to show you won't gain that dexterity buff, and you will not degen from his nonsense damage. Next up, we're going to be fighting a Sauron. So, like I said earlier, she does not. The Despair Mastery doesn't mess with Sauron's regen rate because it can't be modified. But this is just to show you that even though that's the case, you can still take her. You can still take him with her because her damage just outdoes the regen. It's ridiculous. I am going to mess up this fight a little bit, so just ignore that. As a matter of fact, that just shows how tanky and how durable this champion is. So even though she's not the best, there's definitely better counters for this fight. She's still very good at taking this fight. last fight here, and the strategy here is going to be the same as last one. But if you can see on Iron Man's side, that little tech symbol, the little blue one with the counter, that one is going to power steal all my power once it gets to 10. So that makes this fight a little bit trickier, but the strategy is still the same. Get the passive, convert them into critical shocks, and just let the shocks do the damage. As you can see towards the end, this one gets a little bit sketchy, but I did just enough to finish out the fight. And how you know Shuri is completely ramped is when she has 50 critical shocks and 50 regular shocks. So just sit back and enjoy the fight. I'm gonna mess this one up a lot. You're gonna see it there, but just enjoy.